In a society where status is worshipped like a modern religion, where influence is manufactured with filters and algorithms, and where authority is often more about perception than substance, the Sigma male stands apart, not as a rebel, but as a man who simply refuses to be fooled. He does not bow to titles, trends, or the charisma of self-proclaimed leaders. He doesn't clap for applause's sake, nor does he seek validation in social echo chambers. Instead, he observes quietly from the sidelines, not out of shyness or fear, but from a place of clear-eyed disillusionment. He has peered behind the glossy veneer of society's power structures and seen what lies beneath, a carefully curated illusion designed to control the masses and reward compliance over critical thought. This isn't bitterness. It isn't arrogance. It's clarity, born from painful experience, deep reflection, and a refusal to be another cog in the machine. Psychological research supports this. More than 80% of people automatically fall in line with hierarchical systems, even when those leading them are demonstrably unworthy. The Sigma male is among the rare few, the other 20%, who question everything, challenge assumptions, and walk away from systems that demand blind loyalty. He doesn't mock others for playing the game, but he also doesn't pretend the game is real. That's what makes him dangerous in any room. Not because he seeks control, but because he cannot be controlled. His strength lies in his independence. His mind is his own. He is immune to the usual levers of manipulation, status, shame, seduction, or approval. This deep exploration uncovers why Sigma males instinctively reject social worship, how they identify and dismantle false idols, and why their quiet detachment is perceived as a threat in environments built on conformity. These men don't need to be seen. They just need to see the truth, and that makes them powerful beyond measure. 1. They don't mistake loudness for leadership. In today's hyper-connected and performance-driven world, volume is often mistaken for value. Society is quick to equate loudness, whether through dominance in conversation, a flood of social media posts, or an overbearing presence, with effective leadership. The person who talks the most, shouts the loudest, or shows up everywhere online is too often assumed to be the most competent or authoritative. But the Sigma male sees through this illusion with laser clarity. To him, loudness is frequently a disguise for insecurity. It's a theatrical display meant to drown out inner emptiness. Unlike others who are captivated by charisma and volume, the Sigma male recognizes that true leadership doesn't demand attention. It commands it through quiet consistency, action, and presence. History's most influential men, those who shaped empires, philosophies, and revolutions, often led not with volume, but with observation, strategy, and restraint. This deep-seated understanding challenges the foundations of today's social dynamics, especially in spaces dominated by digital performance. Sigma males aren't impressed by influencers who shout into cameras, flaunt carefully curated lifestyles, or echo popular phrases without originality. To the Sigma, these are signs of superficiality, not substance. Instead, he values quiet strength, the kind that moves mountains in silence. He admires depth over volume, knowing that real insight is rarely loud and often comes from stillness and reflection. He prefers results over rhetoric, judging a person not by what they say, but by what they consistently do. This mindset gives a Sigma male a distinct psychological advantage. While most are conditioned to react to noise, he has trained himself to listen for what isn't said. He understands that the loudest voices are often the most afraid of silence, because silence has the power to reveal what's truly behind performance. That's why Sigma males are largely immune to charismatic manipulation. They don't chase personalities or get swept up in herd mentality. Instead, they observe the herd from a safe distance, study its behavior, and decide whether engagement is even worth their time. In a world obsessed with noise, the Sigma male's ability to remain unaffected by it becomes his quiet superpower. 2. They understand most followers are just addicts. In a society where influence is currency, most people aren't truly following out of conviction. They're addicted to feeling seen, being accepted, and belonging to something bigger, even if that something is hollow. Sigma males see this clearly. They understand that what many call loyalty is often just emotional dependency. Most followers aren't empowered individuals. They're dopamine junkies chasing the next hit of motivation, attention, or inclusion. This is the dopamine trap of false idols. People don't follow leaders because they believe in them. They follow because it feels good to be part of a movement, a tribe, or a trend. It's not about substance, it's about sensation. They crave validation, fear exclusion, and cling to a sense of identity provided by someone else's authority. They mistake temporary inspiration for a purpose, and in doing so, they become easy to manipulate. So-called social gods, influencers, thought leaders, self-proclaimed gurus, understand this dynamic well. They exploit it ruthlessly. They create emotional hooks that keep people coming back for more. Motivational quotes that sound deep but are ultimately empty. Dramatic story arcs that fuel gossip and emotional investment. Manufactured exclusivity, selling the illusion that you're one of the chosen few just for clicking, buying, or subscribing. This is how they build loyalty, not through value, but through addiction. But Sigma males? They're immune. Their strength comes from within, not from the echo chamber of applause. They don't seek external validation because they've already validated themselves. Instead of building emotional dependencies, they build mental armor, disciplined, rational, and grounded in reality. Sigma males pursue self-mastery over group belonging. They are introspective, independent, and completely comfortable walking alone. They refuse to pledge allegiance to any person, idea, or system that demands blind loyalty. That's not rebellion, it's clarity. And this is what terrifies the system. You can't control a man who doesn't need your approval. You can't emotionally manipulate someone who's built their identity in solitude. That's why Sigma males are seen as dangerous. Not because they seek to disrupt, but because their presence exposes how shallow most followership really is. In a world full of addicts, the Sigma male is sober, and that makes him rare and untouchable. 3. They know that deifying humans leads to slavery. In a world obsessed with celebrity, influence, and authority, many people make a critical mistake. They put other humans on pedestals. Whether it's a spiritual guru, motivational speaker, social media influencer, or business tycoon, the act of idolizing someone doesn't elevate the leader. It diminishes a follower. When you place someone above you, you subtly begin to outsource your judgment. You start seeing the world through their lens, not your own. You stop questioning, stop thinking independently, and start filtering every decision through what they might say or think. This, to the Sigma male, is a slow descent into psychological slavery. Sigma males reject this trap completely. They don't worship anyone, not because they're arrogant, but because they understand the cost. They've seen intelligent, capable people lose their clarity and self-respect under the influence of charismatic leaders. They watched entire movements rot from the inside because followers became too busy praising the figurehead to notice when the mission lost its integrity. Sigma males know that once you elevate someone to godlike status in your mind, you sacrifice a piece of your autonomy. And for them, self-sovereignty is sacred. This is why Sigma males don't follow blindly. They may respect someone's knowledge or accomplishments, but they never kneel. They walk beside those they admire, never beneath them. And if no one aligns with their path, they walk alone, freely, quietly, unchained. This mindset is powerful and dangerous to those who thrive on followers and flattery. Because a Sigma male can't be swayed with status. He doesn't bend to charm or charisma. He doesn't need a leader to feel whole. By refusing to deify others, the Sigma male maintains control over the most important thing in life, his own mind. For they know charisma can be faked and usually is. In today's hyper-performative world, charisma has become less an authentic trait and more of a rehearsed act. Social media platforms, self-help seminars, and influencer culture have turned charisma into a marketable product, something that can be mimicked, scripted, and polished to perfection. People are now coached on how to speak with impact, how to walk with confidence, and how to mimic the body language of real leaders. As a result, many who appear powerful or magnetic are simply well-rehearsed performers. But Sigma males see straight through this. They don't mistake charisma for character. To the Sigma male, charm without substance is noise, flash without fire. He knows that tonality can be trained from motivational videos, posture can be coached, and inspirational quotes can be copied and pasted. These things may fool the masses, but they don't fool him. Instead of being dazzled by a polished delivery, The Sigma male looks behind the curtain. He watches for consistency when no one's watching. How does this person treat the people who can't offer them status or rewards? Do their values align with their behavior, or are they just repeating buzzwords? Can they think critically, or are they hiding behind someone else's words? The Sigma male is a natural lie detector, not through aggression, but through observation. He values depth over flair, raw truth over edited sound bites. And that's why he's unmanipulable. Because while others are enchanted by the spotlight, the Sigma male is busy studying what happens after the lights go out. For him, leadership isn't show, it's a presence. And if that presence is only visible on stage or on screen, it's not real leadership, it's theater. 5. They see social approval as a bubble waiting to burst. In a world driven by likes, follows, and viral recognition, social approval has become a form of currency, but one with no lasting value. It's inflated like a meme coin, popular one day, forgotten the next. People rise to fame based on algorithms and trend cycles, not substance or depth. What seems valuable now, clout, attention, adoration, can evaporate overnight. Sigma males understand this clearly. To them, the pursuit of social validation is nothing more than a high-risk gamble, emotionally volatile, externally controlled, and ultimately empty. Where the average person ties their worth to the reactions of the crowd, the Sigma male detaches. He sees how easily public opinion sways, how quickly today's hero becomes tomorrow's villain. He knows that followers come and go, that applause fades, and that validation rooted in popularity is fragile by design. Unlike those chasing the dopamine hit of digital approval, he doesn't anchor his identity to visibility. Instead, Sigma males invest in what holds real value over time: self-respect, mastery, and unshakable standards. They build their confidence from within, not from trending metrics. They focus on skills, not clout. They prioritize growth that can't be taken away: mental discipline, emotional intelligence, and strategic independence. And here lies the irony. The more they reject the need to be seen, the more others are drawn to them. There is something irresistibly powerful about someone who doesn't crave attention, someone who moves in silence, driven by purpose, not praise. Their indifference to the spotlight only amplifies their presence. While others chase relevance, the Sigma male becomes timeless. 6. They watch kings become court jesters. In today's digital and status-obsessed world, many individuals who once carried the image of strong, independent leaders, often labeled as alphas, have fallen from grace. These so-called kings begin their rise with powerful messages, bold stances, and a sense of purpose that initially commands respect. But over time, as they gain more followers and taste the seductive power of public approval, many begin to compromise. Their once clear convictions are watered down to please the masses. Their truth gets trimmed for palatability, and their edge is dulled by their need to stay popular. Eventually, what began as strength morphs into performance, and they become caricatures of their former selves, more entertainer than leader, more jester than king. Sigma males observe this transformation with sharp awareness. They've seen how charisma, once unfiltered and raw, becomes diluted by brand deals, public relations, and the constant need to stay relevant. To the Sigma, this descent into performance is a tragedy, a self-betrayal dressed in clout. That's why Sigma males never strive for the throne that others chase. They aren't interested in leading the crowd if it means losing themselves. They refuse to trade authenticity for influence, and they would never twist their principles just to fit a mold. There's no amount of applause that can tempt them into selling out their truth. Instead, the Sigma male would rather rule in exile than become a clown on a fake throne. Solitude with integrity is worth far more than popularity without soul. While others chase influence, the Sigma chooses self-respect, and in doing so, becomes a kind of man that true power cannot corrupt. Final words: the Sigma's quiet revolution. The journey of the Sigma male is not one of loud rebellion or public defiance. It is a quiet, internal revolution. His refusal to worship false idols, follow hollow authority, or conform to societal hierarchies is not about arrogance or ego. It is about clarity. It is about awakening to a truth that most overlook. Real power has nothing to do with control over others and everything to do with mastery of self. While the world scrambles to chase external validation, followers, fame, influence, the Sigma male turns inward. He doesn't need a crowd to affirm his worth or a title to define his identity. He understands that true leadership doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't require applause or external reward. It simply is steady, unwavering, and self-directed. Freedom, to the Sigma, is not the absence of rules but the presence of self-ownership. It's the ability to choose his path, form his beliefs, and walk away from anything that compromises his inner code. That kind of freedom is rare and powerful, because once a man is no longer driven by the need to fit in, be liked, or be seen, he becomes immune to the systems that seek to control him. This is the quiet revolution of the Sigma male. While others chase after illusions, he builds something unshakable within himself: discipline, purpose, and peace. He may not be the loudest in the room, but he is the most grounded. He may not seek control over others, but no one can control him. And that, ultimately, is why the Sigma male is the most dangerous man in the room. Not because he wants power, but because he no longer needs it. Do these ideas resonate with you? If you found yourself nodding along or reflecting deeply on the traits and experiences we explored in this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. The Sigma male mindset isn't often talked about openly. In your perspective, whether you identify with it personally or have encountered it in others, adds valuable depth to the conversation. Drop a comment below and let me know, which part hit home the most for you? Have you seen these traits in yourself or someone you know? Your insights help build a community where authenticity and growth are prioritized over popularity and performance. If you're drawn to this kind of introspective, no-nonsense content around Sigma males, psychological strength, emotional intelligence, and high-value living, there's more waiting for you. Explore the other videos on this channel for deeper dives, actionable insights, and raw truths that cut through the noise. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay unapologetically real. Until next time.